Can everybody hear me now that I'm unmuted?
Yeah, Janet. Yeah. It's good.
And then I just wanted to verify that you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, it is visible.
Well, I want to thank you all. I'm pleasured to be invited to the Global Summit, Unlock the Lockdown. And it's a pleasure to be here. And I want to continue that conversation with Lee Cockrell yesterday from Walt Disney. So I know that he was very passionate about leadership and education, and I have some big shoes to fill after him. So I want to go into just my history, my background, and touch base on education. So I want to start with a little bit about me. So I'm a self-starter. My parents were born in Poland, and they instilled strong work ethic, passion, and accountability. The two things that Lee Cockrell mentioned yesterday was education and safety. That was pretty much my childhood. My mom would always be like, "Are you safe? Are you safe? Can you go there? Are you safe?" And then it would be cultural food, always worried about whether I was going to have enough food. My dad, on the other hand, he always focused on education. Even though they didn't have a lot of money, they invested in education. So I went to private school. I went to Catholic school at St. Lawrence, as well as Bishop Foley, and they just pushed education. They felt like that education was an opportunity to personally develop anybody. And so basically, this is the reason why I'm here and how they have impacted me in regards to COVID. So my parents instilled strong work ethic, passion, and accountability. And I took some of those things that I learned from them. So growing up, I always wanted to be a nurse. My dad's like, "Yeah, you need to be a nurse, job security." And I was determined. You know, I went to Michigan State. It was a lot different. I didn't take a tour of the campus. And my dad's like, "Why don't you just go to Oakland? You can live at home." But I wanted to go to Michigan State. I researched it. They had the best nursing school, and I was going to go there with my best friend. So I walked into Michigan State, it was like a new world to me, never been on campus. And I had the opportunity to work with Gateway Community Clinics. And at that opportunity, I decided that I was going to actually change my career towards pharmaceuticals, because I had that empathy for a patient. But then I also had that drive. I wanted to be in pharmaceuticals because I felt that there was an unlimited career growth until every appropriate patient is on your medication. So I focused on my career history with pharmaceuticals. My manager saw that I had a strong science background and leadership opportunities, so they put me on a lot of committees. It was really exciting because I had the opportunity to take initiative, saw and executed a plan, and achieved results. So while in pharmaceuticals, I was able to win President's Club multiple times and a lot of awards. And then the world started to be categorized by vitality, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And I thought about in the past that I was going to go for my MBA, but when I graduated from Michigan State, I really wanted to hit the pharmaceutical market, make some money, work with patients, and put the MBA on my back burner. Well, with COVID, I've had to pivot, and I decided that I was going to upskill some of my skills, and I decided to pursue my MBA and develop other skills. And because of the timeline that I was looking at, and with COVID, a lot of things, I was in a situation where I was in the middle of a month, and if I didn't decide now, then I wouldn't be in the next MBA program. And I was looking at a handful of schools, New York, Oakland University, but I really was considering an online program because I wanted to focus on my career and be able to be flexible and do the online schooling. And so I would say that Capella University was the best choice that I made. At that time, it fit my needs. I wanted an online program. I wanted to be able to do it as fast as pace as I needed to, as well as flexibility. And I was recommended by Rachel, a teacher who went through the program. So I was trusted in her knowledge. And me being very self-motivated and disciplined, I felt like it would set me up for success. And for other people that need more resources, they're a strong resource and support system. So as we know, with COVID hitting, looking at public schools and private schools today between different districts, we can all say that apples to apples is not happening in the education system. And we can say that with COVID, there's a lot of transparency coming out. So one thing I would say that as an MBA student at Capella in the spring, I was given an unbelievable opportunity this semester to work with The Economist. And it was their official ambassador. So my objective was actually to have face-to-face presentations with schools, business organizations, and educate them on The Economist and how I can help them. And so this opportunity actually came across through the Evolus agency. The Evolus agency offered marketing, communication, networking, and how often do you hear students graduate and the door keeps closing on them? They can't get an interview because they say that they don't have experience. And so during these unprecedented times, the Evolus industry brings students the opportunity to work with the top brands, like The Economist. So if you know a high school student or a college student that's struggling, that needs help, that they lost their internship, they don't have experience, have them reach out to me. I will help them out. And what this allowed me to do was I was able to pivot in a COVID situation. So I had to, since I wasn't able to do the presentations face-to-face, I had to present them virtually. So Zoom was awesome. I was able to develop relationships quickly with half of the speakers this week. I recruited these people to this global summit. They were complete strangers to me prior to COVID. By the power of LinkedIn, the network after network, networking items, and the Michigan Business Network, I have met so many people amazing around the world, from India to Canada to Panama to Australia, so many more. And so I feel like part of this COVID is a blessing in disguise. So I'm going to pause here, and I know a lot of you are probably frustrated this 2020 with a lot of the news going on in regards to things on Facebook. People are always asking me, is this article real or fake? So I'm just going to share a PowerPoint that I actually would present to students in the spring. And The Economist is becoming globally curious. So I'm not sure if you know what The Economist is. I want to share with you today. It's widely recognized, well-read current affairs publications with a growing global circulation of around 1.5 million readers and the reputation for incisive analysis, and an opinion on every aspect of world events and global news stories. Since launching in 1843, it has maintained a fiercely independent editorial stance, believing in the freedom of the individual, in the freedom of the markets, and the freedom exchange of knowledge, ideas, and information. It satisfies the globally curious with a distilled view of the world affairs that is intelligent, insightful, and thought-provoking. So what are the benefits for students? They gain a global perspective on the happenings around the world. They prepare them for future career by having a well-rounded, informed perspective. The Economist allows academic resource for studying and work, and it's developed an informed and intelligent take on the world we live in. So the next slide is just opportunities on how to subscribe that I allowed my students to share. But at this time, I actually want to make a shift. And what The Economist allowed me to do is meet so many opportunities around the world. I was able to basically grow a global brand because of this pandemic, because I had to think outside the box and do things virtually. So one person that I want to share with you today is Lee Cockrell with Disney. Was the first person that reached out to me when he found out I took a position with The Economist. And here are his words. It's never too late to get better. We have subscribed to The Economist for 40 years. My father-in-law was a naval admiral, and he told us a long time ago that you need to read The Economist if you want to know the facts. So I leave you that, and as I transition, I just want you to have some patience because I do have another PowerPoint that I'm going to be presenting. So just in case I run into some technical difficulties, I'm just preparing you. So at this time, I just wanted to clarify that you guys can hear me, and I've put on another PowerPoint, so I wasn't sure if you can see it.
It is viewable, Janet.
Do you see the Growth Wings Consulting?
Your previous PPT is there with the thank you.
Oh, the thank you? Okay, let me get out of that. How about now? Do you see the new slide deck?
No, Janet, not yet.
All right. How about now?
Yeah, Janet, it is viewable now.
Now you see the Growth Wings Consulting?
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate it. I didn't know how the technology was going to work. In Michigan, we had 2 transformers blow. So that's kind of crazy, 2 transformers blow in 1 week. So going on to the conversation, I had this envision in 2020 that my purpose was to connect with not just locally people, but people across the country with like-minded professionals to make the world a better place. And we all can do better. We all have signed up for a job that we didn't even know we had. And we're all lifetime students. So it doesn't have to be a formal education. We have the opportunity to personally develop ourselves. And we shouldn't compromise on education limits or invest in regards to education. It doesn't matter what your foundation has started. There are so many resources out there to help people. So based on that, today I want to talk to you and introduce you to Growth Wings Consulting that provides services to students who are looking for college admissions. And I wanted you to think about 4 buckets. These 4 buckets are 1, high school students who are looking for an undergraduate program. 2, parents of high school students looking for best Ivy League admissions for their son or daughter. The 3rd bucket would be college students looking for graduate schools for an MBA, as well as the 4th bucket would be graduate students looking for an MBA and a PhD. So now I'm going to transition into Growth Wings Consulting and introduce you. So this is a video, so I might have to pause as I'm sharing stuff. So I just want to go back to where I was. So the points of discussion are who we are, and we're a group of Ivy League alumni from Columbia, Princeton. Is there a way that I can stop the thing on the bottom to the thing this share, how to eliminate that so it doesn't keep popping up?
I think you can just, I mean, you mean the pause button or the stop share?
The button that says your share is being paused, it keeps popping up, and so then I can't pause the presentation.
I don't think so. We have a way for that.
All right, I'll try again.
Yeah, maybe you can use the space bar. If that works, the space bar.
Oh, I think I got rid of it now. So I think we're starting.
Right.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. So
You're
I want to
getting-
introduce, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So talking about the 4 buckets of people that I was talking to you today, I want to introduce you to Best Ivy League Admissions Consulting. Have you heard of it? So the point of discussion today will be who we are, our team, how we work, the test prep, and contact us.
Janet, we are still seeing the Growth Wings Consulting page. Are you still there or have you moved?
I'm on who we are.
No, for us, it's still on the page of Growth Wings Consulting. Sorry about that.
All right, you know what? I think I'll do the presentation and then at the end I can play the video because I think it's because it's a video. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's better and it's easy for everyone to view also.
Okay.
Right.
So so I'll go over the PowerPoint and then I'll play the video at the end. So who we are, we're in a group of Ivy League alumni from Columbia, Princeton, Yale, Cornell, and other top universities such as LSE, Oxford, and Cambridge. Consultants have years of experience in mentoring candidates. And there's retired admission directors from some of the top schools. So some inspiring words by Leonardo da Vinci. Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. So our team is very diverse, and when I play the video, you'll be able to see the actual team at the end. So how do we work? Initial consultation. A lot of times an effective way to review the services are estimated to best fit the person and the advisor. The next process would be an applicant evaluation. So students need to start thinking about how did you get to where you are today? What are your greatest strengths? How about your weaknesses to overcome? What are your objectives in higher education and what sets you apart? So it's never too early to start planning. Strategic planning, it would be in regards to how are we going to position you so that you can achieve your goals in gaining admission to the top universities. So you're probably wondering about resume development. What's going to be the first impression, your brand brief, your snapshot? We will help you to ensure it both visibly appealing and compact. And then a lot of people are hearing about the essay development and editing. So if anything is going to push an applicant over the edge, it's going to be the essay. We will guide you and encourage you to use the space to capture and carry the reader through a carefully crafted and thought-provoking piece that leaves adcoms feeling inspired and enlightened about your candidacy and fit. Preparation of school lists. We will finalize your list of schools based on your objectives and your abilities. So continuing the conversation on how we work, next is recommendation guidance. Not only will we help you to identify the most effective recommenders based on your previous experience, but we will also help you to craft and manage all requests and communications with your recommenders. The final application review. The reviews of the final application will take place numerous times by different advisors to achieve the goal of perfection in the terms of content, structure, and style. We still strive to get your application to the best place possible. Have you done a mock interview? Face-to-face mock interviews with the advisors will stimulate the real conversation. And so many limit themselves. They think that scholarships are not available. Are you aware that merit-based scholarships are negotiable? So you don't have to settle on the first offer. We will not only advise you on the scholarship negotiation process, but our advisors can also help in applications for outside scholarships and available grants. And then there's a waitlist support. So once you hear you've been waitlisted, we will evaluate all possibilities and devise a winning strategy. We will also help you in drafting letters of intent to those top universities as which you've been waitlisted. So I don't know what people are using in regards to students, in regards to test prep, but we have partnered with Magoosh, which is the leading test preparation company, in order to provide the best test prep experience for SAT, ACT, GRE, and TOEFL, etc., to all the candidates. So innovating since 2015, the consultants have years of experience in mentoring candidates for getting admissions into top ranked programs in leading universities such as Yale, Columbia, Cornell, LSE, Oxford, and Cambridge. Please refer to the acceptance letters in the About section at the official website. To check out the official website, the address is https://2 growthwingsconsulting.com in the /forward. So right now we are accepting any candidates for class of 2021 and onwards. So if there's anybody that you know that would be interested, you can definitely forward them to me and I can help them out. As well as there's opportunities on the official website at the mailing address of 2130 University Avenue, apartment 108, Madison, Wisconsin, 53726 USA. If you have any specific questions and you would like them answered, the email address is info@growthwings.consulting.com and the phone number is 607-800-1716. So at this point, I'm going to try and play the video and see if you guys can actually see it when I play it. So I'm playing the video right now. If you can't see it, I'll be happy to send the link to anybody that hasn't seen it. And my advice is live your best life. Don't settle. Along the lines with Lee Cockrell is that we're all lifetime students and we need to focus on ourselves. With COVID, we need to get away from the bullying, the hate, the combative behavior, the toxic behavior. We need to make the world a better place. And don't get hung up with all the confusion. There's so many resources, so there's opportunity to do better. And so be with the right people. Be willing to walk away from people that are going through the wrong direction. And in the past, you know, they always focused on IQ, but a lot of the research now says that if you have that growth mindset, you can outperform anybody. So don't lose hope. And if you need anything, feel free to reach out to me. And at this time, I will take any questions.
Thank you so much, Janet, for all your valuable inputs for the future of students of tomorrow. I have a couple of questions to ask you, and one moment, please. So, students in urban cities and metropolitan cities are beneficiaries, and what about the students of the rural areas? I mean, we get all these possibilities when we are in the city, but do you think all this will reach out to the students who are in the rural or in the outskirts of a particular country or place?
Yeah, so the growth consulting is actually looking for diverse opportunities. So there's opportunities. It doesn't matter what your education, what your foundation is, or what your income level is. So if you want to just send them my way, and we can definitely talk to them and make sure that they have the appropriate people. Whether it's the growth consulting is a solution for them, or at least provide them a different solution if growth wings is not a right fit. So does that answer your question?
Yep, I could say that. And what about the post-COVID scenario? Will the colleges be opening up anytime sooner or something?
So with post-COVID, I do not know all of the status on a lot of the colleges. I know that in Michigan specifically, they have already made arrangements that they plan on having students in fall. So every school will be a different situation. But with Growth Wings Consulting, they are expected to deliver the best education, and they will definitely adjust to the situation. But I would definitely, if people have questions on specifics to that, I would definitely forward them to the team so they would be able to address the questions a little deeper than what I'm aware of.
Right. Thank you so much, Janet. It was a very, very useful session, and we look forward to having you more with us to share your knowledge in the near future. It was a
Thank
very
you so much.
helpful time when you gave us your call sheet amid all this busy schedule.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet.
It now gives me immense pleasure to welcome